There is a reason you stopped here. There is a reason your attention rested on these words instead of just moving ahead. Something inside you knew you needed to hear this, even if you cannot fully explain it. What you have been feeling lately was not random, and it was not just your imagination. A shift has already happened, and your body noticed it before your mind could make sense of it. Yesterday carried a different kind of weight, a strange pressure that showed up without warning. And that feeling was not coming only from you. Someone else reached a breaking point, and the moment their inner world began to fall apart, that signal reached you. This is not about coincidence or overthinking. This is about a connection that was never completely broken, only stretched, and yesterday it pulled tight enough for you to notice it. There is a clear reason why you felt drawn to listen to this right now. This moment did not happen by chance. Your intuition guided you here because deep down you already feel the truth. You know that something unusual happened yesterday. There was a shift in the energy around you, a heaviness that appeared suddenly, or maybe a wave of fear that did not match what you were doing at that time. You could have been busy with your daily routine, talking to someone, scrolling on your phone, or simply trying to relax, when suddenly a hollow feeling settled into your chest without warning. You need to understand that this was not your imagination. That sudden discomfort did not come from your own emotions. It was the reflection of someone else's emotional breakdown reaching you across distance. This person is not okay because of you. And when I say they are not okay, I do not mean simple longing or light sadness. Their inner emotional balance has been shaken deeply. Yesterday, they felt your presence more strongly than they have at any point since the separation or emotional distance started. It is important for you to realize that the connection between two people is not limited by physical space or blocked communication. Real human bonds, especially those that touch something deeper, do not follow the usual rules of distance or technology. They move like connected streams. When one side becomes overwhelmed, the other side feels that pressure without fully understanding why. What you felt yesterday, that restless unease that made you check your phone again and again, expecting a message that never came, or that sudden waking in the early hours with their name in your mind, was a sign that their emotional defenses finally gave in. For a long time, this person worked hard to build a wall of emotional distance. They convinced themselves that they could move forward without you, that cutting emotional ties was possible, that forgetting you was realistic. But yesterday that wall came down. Everything they had been holding back, every word left unspoken, every feeling they tried to silence, came rushing up all at once. The emotional pressure became too strong, and the release was so intense that you felt it within your own body. Understanding this is important for your peace, because your logical mind probably tried to explain what you felt in simple ways. You may have blamed stress, tiredness, or your own thoughts playing tricks on you. But your inner self knows how to tell the difference between your own emotions and emotions that come from outside. What you experienced yesterday was not random discomfort. It was a quiet signal, almost like a silent call for help. In their loneliness, this person was forced to face the reality of life without you, and the weight of that realization overwhelmed them. They discovered that distractions no longer work, that noise cannot silence memory, and that nothing truly fills the space you left behind. They are now moving through a dark inner phase, a deep emotional night where everything feels heavy and unclear. In that darkness, the only light they can recognize is the one you once brought into their life. Even though their pride or fear stops them from reaching out directly, their energy already has. Yesterday, their inner self searched for you with urgency. That is why you felt watched, called, or strangely connected, as if someone was speaking loudly into an empty space, and you were the only one who could hear it. To understand why this emotional collapse happened yesterday and not earlier, you have to see that something changed beneath the surface. There is an unseen process behind this moment, something moving quietly that caused a sudden shift in the emotional field between you. Have you noticed how your thoughts about them suddenly became stronger, more vivid, almost as if they were standing close to you? That intensity is connected to what happened in their private world and the emotional release that unfolded over the past day. This was not an ordinary moment for them. It was a peak, a point where everything reached its limit. Imagine that this person has been filling an invisible container with memories of you. Every memory they tried to ignore, every urge to contact you that they resisted, every emotion they pushed down to appear strong added to that container. Yesterday it overflowed. Their resistance broke under the pressure. Holding on to an emotional lie takes a huge amount of energy. Pretending that someone who matters deeply to you does not matter is one of the most exhausting things a person can do. Yesterday they could not carry that weight anymore. At the same time, something may have shifted within you as well. Maybe you loosened your emotional hold without even noticing it. Maybe you focused more on yourself. Stopped waiting, stopped sending anxious thoughts in their direction. In the emotional world, when you stop holding on tightly, space is created, and that space asks to be filled. When your attention pulled back even slightly, they felt the full weight of your absence. As long as you were emotionally present, they felt a sense of safety. They believed they still had access to you in some unseen way. That comfort allowed them to stay distant and guarded. But when that sense of connection faded, their deeper mind reacted with fear. They felt on a deep level that they were truly losing you. This fear did not show up as a clear thought. It appeared as a physical feeling, a tightening in the chest, a heaviness, a sense that something around them had changed. They might have been in a normal situation, around people, or even trying to connect with someone else, when suddenly a wave of discomfort came over them. Nothing felt right anymore. Conversations felt empty. Laughter felt forced. Even small sounds started to bother them. Their mind began comparing everything. No one sees me like that. No one understands me like that. No one feels the same way. These thoughts kept repeating, and they could not escape your presence in their mind. This emotional wave often shows up as anxiety without a clear reason. On the outside, their life may seem normal. Work may be fine, health may be fine, everything may look stable, but inside they feel that something is deeply wrong. They feel time slipping away. They feel that their pride is costing them more than they expected. They likely looked at their phone, typed messages they never sent, checked your profile, searching for any sign that you are still there, not out of simple curiosity, but out of real need. Yesterday, they felt you more strongly than ever, because their emotional defenses were gone. When the mind gets tired of resisting, something deeper takes control, and that deeper part of them wants only one thing: to return to what feels like home. You represent that emotional home. The intensity of what they felt brought confusion and regret. They questioned their choices. They wondered why they pulled away, why they allowed distance to grow, why they stayed silent. Guilt and regret are heavy emotions, and they are carrying that weight now. When it is said that they are not doing well, it is not an exaggeration. It reflects their true inner state. They are stuck between desire and fear. They want you, but they are afraid to reach out. They miss you, but they doubt they will be welcomed. They want to speak, but the fear of rejection stops them. This inner conflict creates a strong flow of emotional energy directed toward you. You became the receiver of that signal. That is why you felt unsettled yesterday. You absorbed the impact of their emotional breakdown. They may have tried to distract themselves, to sleep, or to stay busy, but emotions do not disappear so easily. They move, they shift, and they always find a way through. Yesterday, that emotional wave could not be held back anymore. It rose fully, and in that moment, the distance between you felt smaller than ever, even without a single word being spoken. They are starting to realize that you are connected to their life in a way that cannot simply be taken out or erased. Your presence has left a deep and lasting impression. This realization feels very unsettling for someone who usually avoids dealing with their own emotions. That discomfort has now turned into the anxiety you may have sensed. It is the kind of fear that comes when someone recognizes a mistake but has no clear idea how to correct it. This fear did not stay only in their thoughts, it moved into their body as well. Missing someone is not just an emotional experience, it becomes physical too. Yesterday, that reaction became stronger than usual. Their body responded to a truth they can no longer push away. Now this reaction is beginning to affect how they function in everyday life. They feel uneasy, restless, distracted, and emotionally overloaded as the reality of losing you becomes more obvious. If you could quietly watch them when they are alone, you would notice clear signs that your presence has deeply influenced their inner world. Without even realizing it, they are no longer fully in control of how they react. What makes this connection so powerful is that it does not stay limited to thoughts or unclear emotions. It goes beyond that and shows itself in the physical world. If you could see them right now, you would notice their body reacting in ways that their logical mind cannot control or explain. The human body is extremely sensitive. When emotions are pushed down and something deeper is trying to come forward, the body always responds. What this person felt yesterday, and what they are still feeling now, is not just missing you in a simple way. It is a deep physical response to your absence. Their entire system is reacting as if something important has been removed. They are not just thinking about you. Their whole being is showing signs of that loss. The emotional wall they tried to keep strong is now starting to weaken. The effort they made to stay distant and appear unaffected is slowly falling apart, even at a physical level. This leaves them feeling confused and irritated. On the surface, they believe they should be fine and moving forward, but their body is telling a completely different story. One clear sign they are experiencing right now is a strange pressure in the center of their chest. It is not sharp pain, and it is not something easily explained by medical reasons. It feels more like a tightness, as if something invisible is pressing inward, or as if the air around them has become thinner even though they are breathing normally. This feeling is the body holding everything they never expressed. All the words left unsaid, and all the emotions they tried to hide are sitting there. It is love that had no way to be expressed, and now it has nowhere left to go. Yesterday, this pressure likely became much stronger. There may have been a moment when they suddenly paused during the day, took a deep breath without thinking, or placed a hand on their chest as if trying to calm something heavy inside. What they felt was not physical weight but emotional weight. It is a deep awareness stored within them that they are far from where they truly feel they belong. Their body understands this distance, even if their mind refuses to accept it. Along with this comes something you may recognize because you might have experienced it too. It is that unusual pattern of waking up early, opening their eyes again and again, and feeling restless without knowing why. Their sleep is disturbed. They may fall asleep out of tiredness, but their rest is light and broken. Their body never fully relaxes. Yesterday, there is a strong possibility they woke up suddenly sometime between 3 and 4 in the morning. It may have felt like someone called their name, or like something shifted quietly in the room. When the mind becomes quiet and distractions fade away, their thoughts go directly to you. They do not choose this. It just happens. They turn from one side to the other, trying to get comfortable, but the bed feels filled with memories. The pillow holds images of what once existed and questions about what could have been. This sudden waking is the body reacting either to the energy you carry or to the empty space you left when you pulled your energy back. In that silence, everything becomes louder, and your presence feels strongest when nothing else is around. Another clear sign of what they are going through is a deep tiredness that does not go away no matter how much they rest. This is not normal tiredness. It is a heavy kind of fatigue that makes even simple tasks feel difficult. Walking, talking, or finishing small things requires more effort than usual. This exhaustion comes from the inner conflict they are dealing with every day. Imagine the energy it takes to keep telling yourself that someone important no longer matters. Imagine pretending everything is normal while ignoring what your heart knows is true. The mind keeps saying no, while the heart continues to say yes. This constant inner struggle drains them. It leaves them feeling empty and disconnected. That is why yesterday, and even today, they feel dull and without motivation, as if they are just moving through life without truly being present. People around them may begin to notice that something feels different. Their eyes do not carry the same light as before. Their usual energy feels weaker. The spark they once had, which was strengthened by your presence, now feels distant, and they do not know how to replace it. Changes in appetite also come with this state. The stomach reacts strongly to emotional stress. It tightens when feelings of separation appear. They may feel a knot in their stomach that makes eating uncomfortable or unappealing, or they may experience moments of restless hunger, eating quickly without feeling satisfied, trying to fill a space that food cannot reach. Yesterday, food likely tasted plain and uninteresting to them. Even meals they normally enjoy felt empty. This happens because deep inside, their sense of joy and emotional satisfaction is connected to you. When that connection is missing, the body loses interest in physical pleasure. This is a natural response to loss. It is a form of grief that their body is going through, even if their mind refuses to call it that. Even their senses begin to search for you without their permission. Their mind creates small illusions to cope. Yesterday, they may have thought they saw you among strangers, or felt sure they heard your voice in a crowded place. Their sense of smell, which is closely linked to memory, may have played tricks on them. A familiar scent passing by could have reminded them of you, your presence, or simply how you made them feel. Even in places where it would be impossible for you to appear, their mind continues to look for signs of you. It wants proof that you are still close. They project your image into reality because your absence feels too hard to accept. Yesterday, they may have turned their head quickly, convinced you were there, and when they realized you were not, the emptiness felt even deeper. Their body is searching for you the way dry land waits for rain. This natural reaction shows that even if they stay silent, even if they say nothing, every part of them is reaching out to you. This is not imagination. It follows a natural pattern of how the mind and body react to deep emotional bonds. When you begin to understand why their body responds this way to your unseen presence, something inside you starts to change. Doubt begins to fade. You start to feel calm, knowing that your intuition was not wrong. You understand why this person felt like they were breaking yesterday. Even though you were not physically there, you can see why you felt it so strongly without any words or messages. To understand this more deeply, we can look at the ideas of Carl Jung, one of the most important thinkers of the human mind. Even though he lived long ago, his ideas still connect with what we experience today. At a deep level, we are not completely separate from each other. What seems divided on the surface is connected in ways we cannot see. He explained that our minds are not fully separate, but part of something larger, a shared field of awareness where everything is connected beneath the surface. We may think we are separate, but there is always an exchange happening underneath. He called this deeper layer the collective unconscious. You can imagine it like an invisible network that connects everything. Every person is part of it without even knowing. There is no switch to turn it on or off. It simply exists. Think of it this way. You and this person are like two trees planted far apart. On the surface, they look separate. Each has its own shape, direction, and space. But below the ground, their roots spread outward. Over time, those roots connect. Through those hidden roots, signals pass quietly. When one tree goes through stress or change, the other receives that information through this unseen system. This idea helps explain why you can feel someone without seeing them, and why meaningful moments can happen at the same time in different places. It shows why distance does not remove connection, and why time does not weaken something real. Within this understanding is another idea he described, called synchronicity. These are not random events. They are moments when the outer world reflects what is happening inside. When you felt sudden unease yesterday without knowing why, or when this person heard something that reminded them of you at the exact moment they were trying not to think about you, it was not random. It was a reflection of what was happening in the unseen space between you. It is a quiet way of showing that the connection still exists. Understanding this gives you a sense of control again. You are no longer waiting for a message or a sign to confirm what you already feel. You begin to understand that the connection exists beyond words and actions. This person felt you yesterday with strong intensity because something shifted within this shared connection. Thoughts and emotions are not just ideas. They carry energy, just like electricity moves through a wire. Emotional energy moves through this deeper network, whether we notice it or not. When you think of someone with strong feeling, or when you release them with true acceptance, that energy moves. Yesterday, something changed in your own state. Maybe you became calmer. Maybe you stopped resisting. Maybe something inside you settled without you noticing. Or maybe the energy that had been building between you simply reached a limit. Whatever the reason, the connection became active again. This person felt that change. They did not choose it. Their deeper self sensed it before their mind could block it or explain it away. What they are going through now, this emotional struggle and discomfort, is not without meaning. It is part of a deeper process of growth. People often avoid strong connections because such bonds show them parts of themselves they are not ready to face. You became that reflection for them. You showed them their fears, their insecurities, their resistance to being open, and also their ability to love, which they tried to ignore. By creating distance, they believed they were avoiding pain, but in truth, they were trying to avoid themselves, especially the part that came alive with you. What we avoid becomes stronger, and what we accept has the power to change us. Yesterday, avoidance stopped working. The emotions they had been holding back came to the surface. It forced them to look within. It forced them to feel you through this unseen connection. Whether you meant to or not, your presence affected them deeply. You do not need to send messages or appear physically to have an effect. At a deeper level, your inner state matters more than physical presence. The strongest communication often happens in silence. When you are calm, steady, and clear within yourself, that state moves through the connection and reaches them. Yesterday they felt that pull. They felt that even with distance, you were more present within them than before. From this point of view, there are no villains and no victims. There are simply two people moving through a meaningful connection. The pain they feel now, the discomfort and emotional heaviness, is not punishment. It is a sign that something inside them is waking up. Their deeper mind is bringing forward memories, emotions and feelings, all meant to break down the walls they built. The part of them that wants control resists this. But the deeper part of them seeks truth and connection. That is why the more they try to push this away, the stronger it becomes. This is a natural balance. If they try to forget you during the day, their mind brings you back at night. If they avoid you consciously, their deeper mind continues to return to you. Understanding this brings you clarity. You are no longer dependent on outside signs to know what is real. You can feel it within yourself. And that awareness brings a quiet sense of peace that does not depend on anything outside of you.